Yes, hello guys. Welcome to another video today. I studied 1,000 agents, and here's the shocking truth about what I found. So take a pen and paper and stick to it, and I'm going to give you everything, every details, and every solution to what I found concerning this topic. So normally agents, you see, the big problem is with agents. Most people think once you get a license, you have made it. But after looking at the data, interviews, and real work cases, I've discovered that a lot of people have the license, but they don't make they haven't made it yet because of one thing or the other. Over 90% of licensed agents never make full income out of it. Why? Because in football you have to focus for the tiny details and most of the most important things. So let's fix that and let's tell you how the 10% break through, or what they do. Okay. So the first thing they look at is, I hope you have a pen and paper. They started small, usually with one or two players. Within those one or two players, they build trust with clubs, not just clients. So this is what the 10% do. They forget about the big name, the flashy names, because they have an idea that this is how we are starting. They don't look at the famous player. They just start gradually. I'm going to tell you, stick with me. I'm going to tell you at the end how this is going to work. So they build trust with clubs, and then they start with one or two clients. Treating this role like a business, treating it as a business. Then with those two clients, trying to put all their energy and following up whatever they are doing, planning, looking after the players, building their system, building the system, and let's say building the system for the players and focusing that these players actually see growth. So let's give an example. So if they have two clients, they are looking at them regularly, talking to their parents, gaining the trust of their parents, which are the most important people also. Then I also found three types of agents. Dreamers, the one who just passed the exam, no planning, hoping to find a talent falling from, let's heaven. Okay, they're connectors. They're connectors, have some contacts with the clubs, and they hope players are going to maybe text them from Instagram, LinkedIn, or whatsoever location, YouTube, to get connections so that they can carry them to clubs. And then there's one that is the operators, that they have strategic discipline, understand the law, scouting, doing branding, and work gradually with academic players regularly, just trying to find hidden gems. So you can see these are three classified group of people. Where do you fall? Where do you fall along these people? Drop a message on the comments. If you find yourself, be truthful to yourself and drop a message from the comments. Okay, so this is what the top agent had. They always have a plan, and this is how they work. So the top 10%, they don't just make it happen by dreaming. They start looking for leaks. Leak, for example, when they have a player that suits that player, because the first thing they analyze that player and see, okay, is what suits this player? Is this player a physical player? Is he a technical player? Is he what kind of player is he? Is he good, or what kind of player is he? And where is he good at? Which system can be perfect for him? Then the next thing they do is they start looking at all the data for the various clubs, seeing how the clubs operate, which one is playing a certain kind of football that their player wants. I mean that the player may love. So I give an example. If they have a very skillful player, instead of Premier League, they'll be looking more of La Liga. That's an example, La Liga in Spain. So that's just one example I'm giving. So they look at the age group, what is the profile, and what club can benefit him so that he grows more, not only as a player, but as a human being. And my shocking discovery, what 90% do that blew my mind was 90% of agents that I looked didn't have a plan. In worst case, most of them didn't even approach one club, but they have the license, didn't approach one club. They sit around, maybe doing different things and waiting that the system should give them players, but they are licensed agent. So let's look at the real story with the agent who did totally opposite. Let's talk about Eduardo Oram, a top Brazilian agent. He started small, worked with local clubs in Brazil. No big names, no fame. Okay? But he showed up watching training, helping kids, developing them, always asking for feedback from their coaches, trying to build a strategy to be more comfortable around the kids. Guess where Eduardo now is? He now represents players in Europe and has placed multiple stars all over the world. But this was someone who started with local clubs in Brazil, academic and just normal academic players in Brazil and just normal people. So, or normal players. So you see that strategy counts a lot. So let's look at this, how you can reverse your own case. As I told you that I'm going to fix this, let's see how you can reverse your own case as an agent. Pick a region or a country you're focused on. Build a player profile for your market. Okay? Learn what clubs in that region actually need. Make 5 to 10 contacts weekly. Offer real solution, not just hip. So when you make 5 to 10 contacts, provide value, because it's very important when in the network, when you're dealing with network and people, you have to always provide value because it's very important. That's how you operate as an agent. What do I mean by providing value? Which means you try to always, let's give an example. If you're watching a game and the player you're scouting is there, how do you provide value? By watching the coach, you try to ask, for example, if you give a question to the coach, you saw him playing because it's your first time meeting him. You can say, okay, for example, coach, I saw you with this system. Why are you playing this system? And can I just ask, because I wish to know, I'm a football agent. Why are you doing this? Of course, most coaches will explain that to you because they know you're a professional. But from there, you are trying to build relationships so that next time when you come, you ask him 1 or 2 questions. It's good. From there, you're familiar with the coach because this takes time. When you're familiar with the coach, the next thing you see, you're more familiar. You start to get to know his parents, which are very important because the parents of the players, once they trust you and once they see you around the coaches, they are also very comfortable. That's a very important thing. So use this strategy weekly, and every week ask yourself, who did you follow up? The contact you built. What value do I offer the player or a club? What did I learn about the market this week? This is how top agents separate themselves without needing big money or fame. They start from somewhere. Okay, so this, I've given you a strategy that you can build yourself. Like, as I said, 95% or 90% do things differently. That's why they are not successful. And the 10% who work with structure and for doing all this method work and works differently, and they succeed. So now, as I told you, I start studying about 1,000 agents. You and you have gotten to know why 10% is successful and 90% is not successful. Now, what have you learned? I think you have learned that this game isn't about flashy life, or this the agent's work is not about flashy life. It's about structure, starting small, learn fast, build connection, and stay consistent. I'm going to give you one example that I found today. That's why it's always good to move and just do 1 or 2 things. I'm going to give you the example. Okay, I was coaching a group of kids today, and after the training session, or say I just said, okay, I'll spend 5 minutes to watch the opposition team playing. And within that 5 minutes I spent to watch an opposition team playing, I already saw a player who's a left winger, very skillful player. And I said, oh, he's going to be something special. So he's about 14 years of age and very skillful. So what do you think my next move is? I got the name of the team and the name of the so what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to keep up following their division, what league, what matches they play, so that I can turn up to watch that player. So after next turning up to watch that player, my next approach will be also to speak to the coach, get to know the coach, and from there trying to know the parents of the coach. the parents of the player. Then from there, we can see if we can have an agreement where I can take him to a club, a bigger club, because where he's playing is not a big club. So this is my that's also a target. But just from me finishing my coaching kits, and just to try to just move in, say, okay, let me spend 5 minutes to see what these people are doing here. This is what you can do also. So anyway, if you found this helpful, drop a comment, subscribe, share, and turn on the notification for another valuable tip, or for more valuable tips that is going to help your career. So take care, and we keep in touch. Stay consistent, for this is not a race. This is not a race. This is a marathon. If you're more strategic with what your moves and what you do, is very, very helpful to you. Because as I said, being an agent, I'm going to also tell you this before I continue. The first time I was thinking like, okay, I used to think also like, when I get the license, I'm just going to jump and say, I don't need academic. I don't need 14 years old kids. I just need to sign one player who's very good, and I blow. And I just know. But after talking to mentors and a lot of people before, and they told me that, okay, this is a long-term game. The best strategy to use is go to games and watch those games, because you're going to be used to coaches. When you get coaches number of academic players, it's very important, because you can sit, if you make the coaches your friend, you can send them a message at one point in time and say, hey, I watched your game maybe 3 weeks ago. What do you have that you think is special in your team this time? You and the coach can communicate. He can be doing the scouting for you. He's not your scout, but just by talking, the next time you're coming to watch the team, you're going to be keeping an eye on that particular player. So one of the reasons I'm also doing coaching is that also I'm trying to see the kids that are good in their age category, so that I tend to get used to their parents, build them, even if I'm moving out of the city, try to talk to them and keep contact with them, because I know within specific years I'll be asking the parents, okay, how is this player doing? What is the situation? Where is he playing now? So that's the most important thing, that you build. Everywhere you go, you try to leave footprints, so that if you keep doing this within a specific time, let's say a year or two, you have a lot of contact for parents of football players, that you build your industry from grassroots level to the elite level. So this was how also people like Josh Mendes started. Josh Mendes was never a super agent. He started with his local club in Portugal. Then he moves, now he's managing Real Madrid, players from Real Madrid. So it's quite important that start locally, go to scout young players that are in your city. They are always in every city most talented, as some few talented people. Keep an eye, do it, just enjoy it, and keep an eye on the people, because I'll tell you one thing, those young players that they are there, they don't have options. They don't have so many agents around that area. So their dream is to play at the elite level, and your dream is to manage also elite players. So there you people have a match there. Now you start working with them, because they are going to give you the chance. Whereas the bigger boys who are already playing, the Ronaldos and the Neymars, they're never going to give you a chance now, because your name still needs to be somewhere. They need to see you like a big agent. But after you have proved your worth, maybe 1, 2, 3 players, and they see that your player is somewhere, then you've got now a chance to start mixing it with the big boys. So that's it for this video. And if you got something from this as an agent, go and come back and watch the videos and learn the specific that I said, because it's very important that you keep your head on the ground and just keep working. Yeah, and you break through. Okay, take care, and talk to you next time. Cheers. Bye.